Okay, so this video is for the math coaches. First of all, I just really appreciate you guys being willing to kind of step up to the plate and take a little bit of a challenge. It's a huge help to me. I wanted to go over exactly what you'll be doing, so I kind of broke it up into who, what, how, academic issues, and behavior issues. And so this is still a work in progress, but I talked with Emma Catlett from Monday and Tuesday tutoring, and we kind of worked through uh, some some practical issues, and she helped me process exactly what you guys need to know. And so the who is a math coach, at least 2 tutors to help, and a maximum of 6 students at a time. And so this is our math coaching station on that one table. And so we decided to make it more structured. And so we're going to have 5th graders only on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then on Wednesdays and Thursdays, 6th through 8th graders. So there's 9 5th graders, and together there's 10 6th through 8th graders. And so if you're a Wednesday math coach, you're only going to have 6th to 8th graders. Thursday math coach, only 6th to 8th graders. And then Emma will have Monday and Tuesday just 5th graders. That'll help you build a relationship and understand the students better too. And so the math coach has the role of facilitating math tutoring through IXL, which is focused on math skill sets with each student's struggle. So you're going to focus on the skill sets that the students struggle with. And the role of the math coach is to facilitate, not to tutor the students. I wanted to make that clear. If you need to tutor them, then like if you have to, then you can. Um, And so, but that isn't your primary role because there's a lot of other stuff surrounding it. Your role is to equip other tutors to do that and to make sure everything's set up. And so what this looks like is that you set up the computers and you put the computers back. You assign the skill sets to each student from the math coaching tracker, which is a physical sheet that I'll have for you each day. And then problem solving as it comes up. And then at the end, tracking their progress through recording their skill sets that they worked on by writing um, the code in the skills attempted line on the worksheet. And so for each student's name, there will be skills attempted and percentage achieved. And so I'll have the skills that they need to work on. You write which ones they actually work on, and then the percentage that they got after the time's up or they finished that skill set. And so the how is to have 6 computers in the cafeteria set up by 4:15 on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and 2:45 on Wednesday. So that gives you about 15 minutes to go get the computers and bring them back. Maybe even find the computers, they might be missing. And if you could have them all on the table staggered, where one on one side, the next one's on the other, like that, and we'll keep them all on that one table. And just by default, set out some loose leaf paper, and the students will bring a pencil. So I'll have loose leaf paper for you. And just one other note is that we're not going to have calculators. The students will ask for them, but we're going to just make it a standard that we don't have calculators so that they can learn to do these processes. And right now they're very simple processes without calculators. Um, it so we'll just kind of make that a general principle. And when you start the tutoring, or when you start the math tutoring, one change that we're having is that we're going to all start at the same time. And we want to give them generally 15 minutes, and we'll let them know that. But we'll have the option of extending it if we feel like we have more time, if we're able to start on time and things like that. And our goal is to have kind of 2 rounds during the tutoring session. That's why we're making it 15 minutes. And before you start, you will have told each student what skill sets they can work on, giving them options. 2 options is probably plenty. Which one, C5 or S2, and they get to pick. And then write down what it is they picked right then. And then also, we're going to have a little packet so you know what those codes mean. so you can kind of flip through, or let the students flip through. And then once they're all sat down, make sure to tell them all at the same time every day. Stick with one skill set for the day until the time's up or you're finished. And if you finish, you can ask for more options. The second thing is an 85% or higher will get you 1 extra credit. If you have trouble, raise your hand. Do not blur it out. And it will help you once you've tried a problem at least once. And you can get credit only when you tell me as the math coach. You're talking as a math coach. You can get credit, students, only when you tell me the percentage you got when the time's up, or when we're finished, or when you're finished with the skill set. And then whenever the time is up, you'll kind of announce it, like, we have 1 minute left. Okay, we have 30 seconds left, 10 seconds left. All right, time's up. And then they can't get credit for it until they tell you the percentage. And then the only other expectation is that you would report any concerns to the program manager, which right now is me, and that's in terms of academics or behavior, anything that you're concerned about for the student. And that'll happen when we're not at tutoring, either through email or a phone call. So here's a few academic issues. When a student struggles with math, be the last person to help them. Your role as the math coach is to facilitate the tutoring, and we want to have at least 2 other tutors there besides you to help the math tutoring happen on IXL. And if there are no other tutors available, then you can tutor the student. I think that'll solve some issues and be a clear expectation for you and the students. That's pretty much the only kind of major issue with academics. We want to teach these students, the only other thing is we want to teach these students how to do math, not just how to use a calculator. So that's going to be a huge thing. And then as far as behavior issues go, I've kind of processed through kind of a general mindset towards specific students. And so sometimes you need to be more gracious with students when they're struggling or having behavior issues, and sometimes you need to be more rigid. And so since I know the students from the last year or so, I want to just go ahead and tell you who I'm more gracious with and who I'm more rigid with. So when I have troubles with these students, I'm more gracious. Zabayo, Bellamy, Adeline, Juma, Francine, both Emmelines, Pal, Eric, Sharit, and Pony. But I'm more rigid with Marceline, Adina, Frederick, Sandrine, and Kosigan because they tend to be more obstinate. And there's 2 students who are kind of in the middle. It's Nishimwe and Antoine. It really just depends on the situation, more so with them. So generally that's how I deal with these students. But these are guidelines. Every situation is different, and these are just to give you a place to start knowing the students. But as a math coach, you're kind of taking on a responsibility, and definitely it's going to be a joy, but it'll give you the opportunity to get to know these students and learn how to adapt your own style to their style. So please let me know what questions you have. It's kind of a new thing, and so a lot of this is in flux, but those are the general parameters and guidelines we're going to start with. Glad to have you guys on the team. And there's only one other thing I wanted to say, and it's that we may be moving into having this being both math and English language. There's a program on the computer, on the internet, that does the same thing for IXL, but for ELA, English language. And so, English language arts. So, I just want to give you a heads up. It may kind of morph into being 2 things at the same time, and in that case, I'll give you guys a heads up and set clear expectations. But for right now, you guys are my math coach team. Thank you.